Okay, I know there were a lot of people signed up for this, but it looks like they're a little slow to get on tonight. I've been trying to have these every Tuesday night so we can all kind of get used to doing them. Tonight's going to be a little bit different. I am going to go ahead and get started. They can always jump on or even look at this later. A lot of people on our team are building teams of their own, and that's huge. That is absolutely huge. And honestly, if you want to be successful in direct sales, it's about team building. Don't let people tell you it's a pyramid scheme. I'll go into that another time, but that is the most ludicrous thing, and I hear that from some people, and I just laugh. Team building basics. The first thing is, if you want to do it, you're going to do it. If you really don't want to do it, you'll find every excuse to not do it. You will find, just from the minute you get up to the minute you go to bed, you will find excuses not to build your team. If you really want it bad enough, it won't matter if you're shy. It won't matter if you're not a good public speaker. It won't matter if you're not knowledgeable about the products. Guess what? All of those things can be taught. We are not born leaders. We are made into leaders by the things we learn and the things that we do. That's the way it is. Teachers, this is a perfect example. Teachers are not teachers until they learn to teach. College professors are a perfect example of this. Most of your college professors totally suck and put you to sleep. I was a history major, so I really got some of the worst teachers. The best teachers are the educators, the ones in the education department. Those will be your best teachers in college if you ever go that route. And you learn how to teach, basically. I learned how to lead in high school in ROTC. And then I built on those skills when I went to college and I learned how to teach. But I could have found every excuse in the book not to do that. Like I said, I could not contact 5 people a day. Now, granted, you can put it off one day, but if you keep putting it off every day, you're really not looking to build a team. You're looking for excuses. Team building takes leadership. If you don't know how to lead, educate yourself. It's okay. Not everybody knows how to be a leader when they get into direct sales. But, these are perfect quotes. A leader is one who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way. But you know what? One of the famous quotes, too, is leaders are readers. Leaders look to personally develop themselves all the time. That's why we're always throwing stuff at you guys. I know it can be annoying sometimes. We send you videos. We tell you about books to read. We tell you to listen to this CD. We do, whatever. It's all kinds of stuff. Send you a list of things to help you. We are actually making it easier so you don't have to go out there and search for this stuff. We try and make it available. But we spend a lot of time trying to do that for you. But the biggest thing, this is huge. Before you're a leader, success is about growing yourself. That's what I was talking about. The personal development, starting to grow a team, starting to learn how to do this. But when you become a leader, the success is all about growing the people on your team. I'll tell you what, If I had concentrated on just my success, I never would have gotten to where I'm at. As of this video tonight, we just had team member 320 added. And I've been doing this since June. So, what, 9 months, 8 months, 9 months, already 320 members. That's awesome. I'm very excited. And yes, some other teams might have grown faster, some grow slower. We grew at the speed we were supposed to grow. I'm good with that. But I want us to grow more, because when we grow, that means you're growing. What does that mean? That means I'm doing my job because I want you to grow. Guys, I've been orange for, Lord, I think 5 months, 6 months now. Do I want to be purple? Do I want to be black? Absolutely. But you know what? I have to help you guys get there for me to get there, and I am okay with that. I love the fact that this business is based on helping other people to find your success. I love that. That means that I can't be selfish. You can't be selfish. None of us can be selfish. We have to look out for each other. You don't see that in a lot of direct sales companies. I really, really love these quotes. Good qualities to look for in a leader. Be strong but not rude. Be kind but not weak. Be bold but not a bully. Be humble but not timid. Be proud but not arrogant. Have humor but without folly. That is the quintessential leader. And I know I don't hit the mark every day, but that is what I strive for. I strive for all of those qualities. And if I'm out of line, Lord, please come tell me on the side. Don't do it in front of everybody. I wouldn't want to do that to you, so I hope you never do that to me. But which is another sign of a good leader, not calling people out in front of other people. And a true leader never stops being a student, always learning, improving. I don't listen to know-it-alls. I love that. I try and read and listen and do all that stuff all the time. But I also know you can't spend all of your time in that. I really liked when Nicole Smith said that, 20, 30 minutes a day is perfect. Because you're looking at anywhere from 2 to 3.5 hours a week if you put that 20 to 30 minutes a day together. That's a lot of time for self-development. Now, if you need to do it in a couple hours one day and skip it a couple days, that's okay too. You know your schedule, but don't overlook it. Do not fall behind on doing that. Don't wish you had done it, or better yet, don't not what was it? The Jim Rohn made another quote about something about, if you haven't read in the past 90 days, it's really not okay. But if you haven't read in the last 90 days and you don't see a problem with it, you really know you're in trouble. I mean, it's true. If you don't feel guilty for not doing personal development, you should feel guilty for not feeling guilty. So make sure you spend the majority of your time with people that uplift you. Now, we try and make this company all about uplifting. I mean, if you don't know already, our mission is to uplift, empower, and motivate. That's pretty powerful right there. And I'll tell you what, our team is probably one of the best teams about this. We try not to let anybody down. If any of you are struggling and need help, go to your sponsor or go to the next person up. If your sponsor has gone inactive, and come find me. I will either be your person or I will find the person that you should be under. if that makes sense. And I love this quote. If you are the average of you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. So think really hard about that. If you're not spending the most time with the 5 people that will uplift you, then you might want to reevaluate who you're spending time with. You know, that's one of the things that Kiyosaki said in Rich Dad Poor Dad. You know, he wanted to spend time with his best friend's millionaire dad, not his own dad, because he wanted to be a millionaire. He was around the people that he wanted to be like. And guess what? Robert Kiyosaki got to where he wanted to be. And I really feel strongly about this. You know, first read the quote. No man will make a great leader who wants to do it all himself or get all the credit for doing it. And my thing is, don't be the leader that you hate or you hated to work for before you found this business. Don't be that person that either wanted to do everything themselves and, you know, didn't know how to delegate. Because I'll tell you what, you will not have a strong team if you think you need to do everything yourself, because you can't. You just possibly can't. You can't possibly sell your way to the top of this company. You can't. You have to have a team to make it to the top of this company. And you sure don't want to be the one who builds a team and then takes all the credit for your entire team. Because guess what? There's a lot of people that help you get to the top if you make it to the top of this company. Think about it. You have to have at least 4 elites to become black. 4 elites, which means they have to have a minimum of people and stuff underneath each one of them. So you will never get to a team mentality trying to take credit for yourself or doing it by yourself. So keep that in mind your whole way through. And this is where it really boils down to. Concentrate on the success of those of your team, and it will come back to you. It's true. I think on our team page, it even has a Zig Ziglar quote that's very similar to this about, you know, if you help others, you help yourself. It is literally true that you can succeed best and quickest by helping others succeed. And I think that really helped push me up because I concentrated on helping, you know, down to my 4th, 5th generation. Heck, I think now we're down to 6th and 7th generation on some of this stuff. I just, it blows my mind thinking about this. But it also breaks my heart when I see some leaders that aren't helping their people. And it just does. Don't be one of those people. To be successful in direct sales, you cannot do it all yourself. This was a hard concept for me, but I got over it quick when I realized that it wasn't going to work. You have to learn that in order to get your circle sales, in order to get your PRS, in order to get that stuff, you have to have a team. And your team, especially when you start getting elites underneath you and you're an elite, you need to break up the chores, I guess is what you could call them, or your roles. Because, you know, I think you're crazy sometimes, but y'all keep saying I'm good at these webinars. Well, that is one of my strengths, okay? Christy is really good at motivation. Kim is really awesome about making sure she checks with her downline all the time to see if they need things. You know, we all have our strengths. All 3 of us are really good at working events. If you guys need help at an event, let us know. Book those events. Hey, that is one of my biggest things. If you get a chance to book an event, do it. Don't even look at your calendar. Book the event because you want to use it to help your team get bigger and better, and we'll help you figure out how to do that. But if you can't do it, or somebody on your team can't do it, trust me, someone in this team will be able to do it. And we'll make sure you get your money, whatever. But we could give you all kinds of pointers. We already have a lot of stuff in the team files for this, but they are a great place to get leads. You can get sales, yes, but leads are more important than sales. So, make sure you use each other's special talents and talk and find out what your special talents are. Find some partners that you can be accountable with. Um, and I love this other quote: a team is more than a collection of people, it's a process of give and take. And I'll tell you what, we have 320 women on this team, and we have 320 different personalities. And we all have to learn to get along. And I think we've done a really good job of that. Do we have trouble? Sometimes, but first of all, we don't announce it. That's a major thing when you have your own team. You want to, if you have a problem, you go to the person you have a problem with. Don't take it to your team. You want to keep it among the leadership. But you also have to learn to give and take. I have to learn. I'm a control freak. I'm a really bad control freak, and I've had to learn to let go a lot. And it's okay. And you know what was so refreshing is when I let go and I didn't try and tell everybody how to run their teams. I just give advice. I tell you what worked for me. You can use it or you don't have to. But, but I got to admit, if you come to me and tell me that you're having problems and you haven't tried the things that I've said, and you're just upset because the things you've tried that are different don't work, I'm going to tell you, go back to the basics and do what I told you to do. I'm not saying that it's the end all be all, but I am telling you that don't come to me and tell me that you're unsuccessful if you're not willing to try the things that are already posted in the teams, because they are known for success. We learn to duplicate. You want to learn how to do it, and then you want to teach your team how to do it. You're basically just duplicating success over and over again. That is the magic of a team. And this is a huge one too. Everybody wants recognition. Everyone wants to know they make a difference. That's human nature, to want recognition, to know that we are making a difference in somebody's life. And that is one of the most awesome parts of this opportunity. I just found out y'all lost me. Shoot. Hold on. Let me see if you're still there. Anybody here? It's saying it's still going. Okay, I'm going to finish it up because it might work in the replay, because it is saying that it's still going, and I have a feeling that that's what's happened. The way that this webinar works is even if the internet goes out, I believe it keeps recording and it will continue. Surround yourself with good people. Help educate people, but don't push people. That's a huge thing. We want to lead, but we don't want to push. We want people to follow us because they like the way we lead. We don't want to be behind them, forcing them to do things. Same thing with recruiting. You don't want to force someone that that isn't really into it to do it, because I guarantee you're gonna be miserable. They're gonna be miserable. Do not push people. You want to be around people that share value with you. You know, because I love this from Jim Rohn. It's so funny because Jim Rohn is actually dead, but the things that he said are still translating to people every day. Get around people who have something of value to share with you. Their impact will continue to have a significant effect on your life long after they have departed. Jim departed us, and I still love quoting him all the time. The other one, if someone is going down the wrong road, he doesn't need motivation to speed him up. What he needs is education to turn him around. When you see someone doing something wrong, gently help them. Don't use negativity. That's one thing we learned in teaching martial arts. When somebody's kicking wrong, you want to gently show them how to do it the right way, but you always point out something good that they're doing. Hey, buddy, you've got that kick almost right. You just need to turn your hip over. Same thing. Hey, you know what? I see you're posting all the time, and that's awesome. But maybe you need to post some more selfies, because people love seeing the person. Just little stuff like that. You know, it's just remember, whatever you say to people, how would you take it if you heard it from them? I always try and do that. I know we don't always do that, but this quote is huge. Effective communication is 20% what you know and 80% how you feel about what you know. That says it right there. You know, one of the things that people say when we're typing back and forth, and you know, we're doing text messages and personal messages, what we think translate doesn't always translate the same way. So really make sure that when you type something, there is not a miscommunication. That's one of the reasons I use emoticons a lot, because it at least shows you the person what you're trying to convey. And let's see, we're almost done. And this is huge. If you don't design your own life plan, chances are you'll fall into someone else's plan. And guess what they have planned for you? Not much. This is so true. If you work in a job outside of direct sales, or you have worked in a job before this, do you really think your employer cared about what you had planned in your life? You might have, but it's very rare. And chances are they were more concerned about their life than they were about your life. And that's one of the things I love about direct sales, because I care about helping everybody on our team. And it's sometimes hard to let that go when you find somebody who doesn't want it as bad as you want it for them. It's very hard. But guess what? Sometimes those people go away and they come back to you when they're ready. And they will be, or they won't be. But if they are, they'll come back and they'll be more on fire than you've ever seen them before. So, I know it probably wasn't exactly what you were expecting. But my biggest thing about team building, you need to learn how to read your people. You need to learn what motivates each person to do this. And I have to admit, we have new team members that I haven't gotten to talk to yet, but I can bet the main people that have been on the team a while, I probably know what each one of you wants out of this. I've talked to you at some point in time. And if you remember, I almost always ask you, what is it you want to get out of this company? What is it you want to get out of Younique? And trust me, I haven't even written it down because I remember. I remember what each of y'all wants. And we discuss it sometimes. Sometimes I need to use it to motivate you. And that makes a good leader. Knowing what your team needs. Knowing what you need for training. I did a small survey in Google Plus. You know what? Let me get out of here and get onto the actual screen so y'all can actually see me. I actually put makeup on, so I don't want to. Let's see. There we go. Well, it's still horrible. Oh, the lighting is awful in here. Anyway, I know what each one of you want that I've already talked to. Golly, I swear my makeup doesn't look this bad, guys. Oh my gosh. Okay, next time I would need to remember to leave the lights on up top. So the first thing you want to do when you get off of this, I want you in the next day or two to reach out to every one of your team members, find out why they are doing this. And I've heard it before. If your why isn't big enough to make you cry, you haven't found a good enough why. I have personally posted mine before. I'm not going to say it tonight. But it's pretty powerful. A lot of you've seen my story. Some of y'all can find it on my YouTube videos that I've made before. But I basically, my family needs this. I need this. And it has pushed me, and I work every day. I might not work all day, but I work every day towards my business, even when I'm sick, even when I'm on vacation, because it is so easy to work when all you need is Wi-Fi or a cellular signal. So reach out to your team. It only takes a minute. If you have a good enough personal connection, phone calls are great. And let me tell you, I don't mind doing three-way calls. If you need help getting your team started, I can do conference calls with you. I can do smaller webinar sessions with just your team. Three-way calls if you need, one-on-one. I've done that many times. And sometimes it takes a higher leader just to know how to feel out your team members until you get the hang of it. It's no big deal. Everybody has to learn. And I have done direct sales before, but never like I have with Younique. I never had the passion that I had with this. And sometimes, unfortunately, we have to learn that not everybody has the same passion for this that we do. And it's okay. It's okay. But just remember, you run with your runners and you walk with your walkers. So if somebody has the same passion you do and they're on fire, you're going to spend the majority of your time with those people. And if you have walkers, that's okay too. But you obviously aren't going to spend as much time with them. And in this business, there's nothing wrong with that. Doesn't mean that you care any less for those people. It just means, like I was saying before, you want it for them more than they want it for them. And you have to learn to let it go. That is the biggest part of team building. You have to continually build your team, and you have to continually look for the leaders. If anybody has any particular questions, feel free. It looks like some of y'all did not lose the connection. That's good. like I said, it's designed, it should catch up even if it loses the connection right away. I love the Webinar Jam. That's what I use. I do spend a few $100s a year for this. I think it's well worth it when you get to the size of the team that we are. And next week, I may have a guest speaker on. I'm working on it. So I will see you guys next week. But I would like for y'all to post in the page. I will ask what you guys want to cover so I know what topics are the most important. If there was something about team building that you wanted to know specifically, put it in there and I will cover it. But honestly, everybody has their own style and you're going to learn your style. So, all right, I'm going to get off of here before it gets any longer. It's 31 minutes. I'll catch you guys on the team page. Have a good night.